Clemson in recent years has become some sort of a quarterback factory. It all started with Tajh Boyd, who was a fantastic college quarterback and still has the record for most career passing yards at Clemson. And just as Clemson is on the rise, they get an even better quarterback in Deshaun Watson, who was unstoppable in his time in college. He was elite at running the ball, throwing the ball, a defense's nightmare. And unlike Tajh, has gone on to have a ton of success in the NFL. And then they had Kelly Bryant, who I knew wasn't an NFL talent. He was a lesser version of Deshaun, but could also get it done running and throwing the ball effectively. And most recently, they got the #1 recruit in the nation who forced Kelly Bryant to Missouri, named Trevor Lawrence, who was better between him and Deshaun Watson in college. It's really hard to tell. I think these guys will both have immense success in the NFL, careers being franchise quarterbacks. And finally, we got a sneak peek at Clemson's quarterback for next year, who got to start 2 games while Trevor was out with COVID, and recently as last week, we saw him in the spring game. And wow, this kid is special. We are talking about DJ. I don't want to mess up his last name right now, but I'm sure we're going to get it throughout the season as we hear it more. I've heard his name, I just don't want to butcher it right now, but if we got his last name right, then we're going to be fine. I need to mention how much of a specimen this kid is. Right now, I think I'm going to show some clips of him in high school running the ball, and we haven't seen him do it much at the college level, but we will. He is 6'4", 250 pounds. He weighs more than Josh Allen, Big Ben, and Cam Newton and can still run like this. And right now I'm actually going to hop over to my other setup because I want to break down some film to show you how insane this kid actually is and why there's a chance he can be the best quarterback at Clemson out of him, Trevor, and Deshaun. In this film study, I want to focus in on 3 things: insane arm talent, maturity in reading defenses, and to wrap things up, I want to talk about the things I think he can work on. So in this first play, Clemson's going to run an RPO. This is something they do religiously. These linemen are blocking run, and what they do is this is supposed to leave all this room on the inside because the linebackers have to get sucked up because of the run. This DB knows that. He knows he's at a disadvantage right now because he has all this room on the inside. So the safety is going to come down and help, but Clemson runs this all the time at a very high level. And as we get running into this play, this is actually not what happens. He runs the RPO, he decides he likes what he sees, pulls it out, but the receiver doesn't run to the inside. He actually does a 7-yard out route. From the far left hash, he puts this ball on an absolute rope all the way to the other side of the field to an out-breaking route to the receiver. I can't express how hard of a throw this is to make. So now is the corner already at a huge disadvantage because the receiver has so much room on the inside, but he can't even play inside leverage because the DJ can make this throw. And actually, just a few plays later, we have a very similar situation, but this time they're on the far right hash. I know the excuse that people make for Clemson is they have the most talented team on the field and the receivers are just so much better, but Clemson is so good because their defense is just as elite. So the playing field here is plenty even. And on this corner and this side, he knows he can make this throw, but he still has to play inside leverage because the receiver on the wide side is going to have all of this room. This time it's not an RPO, it's going to be a straight drop back. But once again, once he gets the ball and he's breaking out, the receiver actually runs another out route. From the far right hash across his body, he makes this throw again on a rope to the left, and the receiver is able to make a very nice play and actually score on this. I can't stress enough how much pressure this puts on the secondary when the receiver has their full route tree in their arsenal, even when they're split out to the wide side of the field and the ball is on the opposite hash. And the last play we're going to look at for arm talent, the only thing I can compare this to is hockey. I've only seen a few hockey games in my life, but the one thing that drives me crazy is I can't even tell where that fucking puck is. It is impossible for me. It's just like a blur, and the only way I know where it's at is to see how people are reacting and moving. Well, the way DJ throws the ball is like a hockey puck. And this play, we're going to play at full speed, and tell me the ball doesn't look like an absolute blur. Not to say that was completely necessary to throw this hard to make this play, but you can't tell me that he didn't put all 250 pounds in this throw and has Josh level Allen velocity. And I know there wasn't really anything special about it. He did convert the 3rd down, but there are a lot of clips I could show you, but you can just imagine that all the throws he's able to make, just seeing how powerful his arm is, and when he's able to throw it all the way across the field and put the defenses in horrible situations. And very quickly, this last clip, this is where it can be a bad thing. The receiver needs to catch this ball, but if it's too hard where it's not catchable, that isn't a good thing either. I don't think this is going to be a problem in the season. They're going to get used to it, but he throws this slant route right here, and it absolutely ropes in, hits the receiver in a really good spot, but the ball is so hard. That could be a pick in a game and turn the tide of the game, so I don't necessarily love that play, but the receiver has to catch that ball. Now going to my second point, the way he reads defenses is already advanced for his age. Look at this play right here. Sorry in advance that Dabo's doing an interview during this play, but it's 3rd and 8 and the defense shows heavy blitz. This is where things can get really weird because it's an obvious passing down, and whether DJ thinks they're actually going to send the pressure or not, he has to expect it and he has to be ready for it. What they end up doing is both defensive ends drop back in coverage, and this linebacker safety nickel is going to blitz and actually become a free runner. So let's see what he does with this right now. So once the ball is snapped and DJ sees that they drop back, but there is a free rusher coming in because the offensive line doesn't pick it up right away, he knows he needs to throw hot. And this is where a lot of unexperienced quarterbacks can go wrong because it's 3rd and 8. He knows he needs to pick up the first down, and it's going to be a developing route if he wants to throw it past the sticks. But sometimes you need to let your receivers do their job as well. Let them make a play. So he throws hot, and now the receiver is one-on-one with the DB trying to pick up the first down. He throws the hitch. Unfortunately, in this situation, they didn't pick up the first down. They were a yard short, so now it's 4th and 1. But DJ did exactly what he needed to. He read the defense at a very high level, and he threw hot exactly when he needed to. In this play, Clemson is playing a very soft cover 4 look, and it's really weird that they're running this on 2nd and 5, but everyone's playing super far off. But I think the DB can sag off this far because obviously that's going to be a really hard throw to make because it's all the way across the field. But at 2nd and 5, DJ sees this instantly, no hesitation, knows exactly where he's going with the ball, makes the throw right away, a perfect stride, picks up the first down. So again, reading the defenses and just taking what the defense gives them. This play is another great example of when he knows he needs to throw hot. So right now it looks like they're in man-to-man coverage, but on the snap of the ball, this guy is going to rush in. And so you know you need to throw hot now. And in his 1st and 10, it doesn't matter what the play is drawn up as. You need to get this ball out now or else it's going to be a sack. Inexperienced quarterbacks will take sacks because they're not knowing what to do with the ball. So they send the blitz, they see it immediately, and he throws hot. You need to throw where the defense isn't. And so if you see, you need to throw into the blitz. So where you see the blitzer coming from, more than likely that's going to be open. Gets a free, easy 5-6 yards and is going to set up with his team with a 2nd and 5 or a 2nd and 4. And if you can just nickel and dime your way all the way up and down the field and just take what the defense gives you, this is where all the elite quarterbacks in the NFL, and I think Mahomes did a lot better job of this. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers have been doing this their entire career, just getting 5-6 yards when the defense gives it to him. And now he also has the arm power to put it 70 yards over the top when he has the time, and that's what the defense is giving him. We are definitely going to be keeping a close eye on this kid. I understand that he played a few games last year, but I wanted to look at his spring game because he finally had a chance to have a full offseason as QB1. And already from last year, I see massive improvements. Even though he had a fantastic game against a very good Notre Dame team, they lost, but he got thrown into the fire. ETN had a dropped pitch for a touchdown. They had a couple receivers drop perfect throws, but he still went to go 439 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and coming from behind, taking it to 2 overtimes against one of the best teams in the nation. But what I saw in this spring game is a very comfortable guy in this offense. He has the biggest arm I've seen in a while. He is built like a middle linebacker. He's mature enough to take the checkdowns and know what the defense is giving him, but take the deep shot 70 yards downfield when he needs to, and he has very good deep ball accuracy. But already shows a lot of trust in his receivers to go make plays when he sees a favorable matchup. The improvement shows the work that he puts off the field, but he does have a ways to go. My last thing of the things he needs to work on, he needs to be more comfortable using his legs. He is still working with the timing with his slot receivers, but all of the ability he has, there very well could be a situation that DJ is in the same discussion with the likes of Deshaun and Trevor. So I am very sorry, college football fans, if you're sick of Clemson being at the top. They're not going to go anywhere. Clemson is here to stay. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think he's going to do? Do you think he has the potential to be good? I know he doesn't have all the hype that the other guys did, but in his showing last year and in this spring game, I am very high on DJ. I can't wait to learn his last name and say it with confidence. But make sure to like the video if you like videos like these. Make sure to comment down below what you think of him. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoy daily sports content. This was like a little bit different. I haven't done too many film analysis, but if you like topics like these, make sure to let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all tomorrow. Peace!